So good Friday morning. Have you enjoyed this week? If you haven't been with us, we're actually showing various acts of the talent show that we had in September between two of our services. And it was a lot of fun. And we had a lot of good food to eat, pancakes, all you can eat. And while we were doing that, we were watching the show. I had no idea who would come forward. But as you're seeing, really talented people. Now, it's Friday, so I always invite you to come to church. And if you don't have a church home, then come out to Saddleback Church, Laguna Woods. We're going to worship the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and that's why I put up the cross today. 9 and 11 in Clubhouse 5, it's near you, and we'll serve you a continental breakfast prior to either service. Now, if you have a church home, I want you to go to that church. They need you. Worship is better when you go. And so you're a blessing to them. They're a blessing to you. The worship service will bless, encourage, and you will praise the King of Kings. Today, I saved this performance for Friday because for me, it was a talent show, but it kind of turned into worship. It did turn into worship for me. And I think it did for the whole congregation. The performer was a lady named Rosie Hackney. She's a Filipina lady. As you know, if you watch the show for very long, I love the Filipino people. I've been there numerous times, and it's just a wonderful place to be. And the land is beautiful, but the people are beautiful. And Rosie loves the Lord, as you will see. She's going to share a little bit of her life story, which is certainly interesting in and of itself. And as she does, I know you're going to see her heart for the Lord. And then she's going to sing a song, and that song leads to worship. It's called Through It All. Through It All. Friends, if we can get this song into our heart and our minds, we will be so much better off. Because the Lord doesn't always promise a pain-free life. In fact, he never promises that. A promise in James, in this life you will have trial. But it's in those trials, actually in Philippians 4, and Paul talks about his fiery trials and all he's been through. And he's in famine, in hunger, in torture, in beatings, in prison, and written from a Roman prison, he gives a verse that a lot of us claim. And sometimes it's claimed out of context. But in the context of suffering, Paul says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You see, in all things, Christ is always there. And if we walk through pain, he is there. He's always with us. Rosie's song that she chose to sing a cappella, no less, was Through It All. Through it all, he is faithful. Through it all, he is there. At the end of her song, I was so touched. I invited the whole congregation to sing along with her, which you'll hear that we did. But I'd make the same invitation to you. If you sing along in that chorus, I think that'll really help put it in your heart and in your mind. And I want to bless you, and Rosie does too. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend of worship, and we'll see you back on Monday. We have a few more acts to go, and we're going to see them. I can't wait. Bye for now. Now, Rosie Hackney is coming to bless us with an a cappella song called Through It All. Through It All. Thank you, Rosie.
I'm Rosie Hackney. I'm from Pavia, Iloilo, Philippines. I grew up in church because our house is, we live next door to the church. And as you know, Philippines is 90% Roman Catholic. So I go to Mass in the morning, and after Mass, I go to Sunday school. So I went to missionary university that founded by the Baptist missionary, and there I learned to sing with Christian classmates and neighbors and friends, and I love to sing to churches. I have many things and sorrows. I have questions for tomorrows. There have been times I didn't know right from wrong. But in every situation, God give blessed consolation that my trials come to only make me strong. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. I have been to lots of places. I have seen a lot of faces. There have been times I feel so all alone. But in these lonely hours, yes, these precious lonely hours, Jesus let me know that I am His own. I thank God for the mountains. I thank God for the valleys. I thank Him for the storms He brought me through. For if I never had a problem, I never know that He could solve them. I never know what faith in God can do. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. I've learned to depend upon His word.
I just really feel, give me the mic, and you guys can stay out here too. Don't you feel that we need to sing that chorus with Rosie? Can you just start with that? Let's all sing.